welcome to our channel, and we are so honored to have you in our channel. First, tell me, being the Director of Social Welfare in Govt of Meghalaya, it's a huge responsibility. If you could talk about your journey so far.
I joined this department in May 2023. I view it as an assignment. The moment I entered here, I first tried to find out how many employees we have, of which we have about 14,000 employees. So we are governed by 5 ministries, which is the Ministry of Women and Child Development. So under this, our main focus areas are children and adolescent girls and pregnant and lactating mothers. And then we have the Ministry of Minorities, and then we have the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. This covers the children who are in need of care and protection, erstwhile called the orphans, which we don't use that word now. And then we also have women who are destitute, and then we have women who are mentally challenged. So this department therefore takes care of all these social concerns in the society. So the journey so far has been very motivating because you suddenly realize that with the blessing that has been given to a person by the Almighty, and then to know that there are people who are underprivileged, who are marginalized, who don't have the facilities that one can have, and yet we have that. And then with the kind of support and backup that I'm getting from my own state government, starting from our very own Honorable Chief Minister Dr. Conrad Konkal Sangma, together with the cabinet, of which erstwhile I've had our very own Minister Sir Paul Ingdor. They have been very supportive. My journey as a woman here in the state of Meghalaya, we come from a society which is essentially one strength opposed to 12 strength. It's keyword in our Khasi, which we say, cut our board and she board. That means a woman has only one strength. So because of that, we are always dependent on our fathers or our brothers or our uncles or our husbands or our sons. And on that, I did not deviate personally. And because of that, everything that I did was always with the support of a man. And be it at any level, be it at the authority level, be it at my political level, be it at my functioning as a government officer. So everything that has been done with the guidance and the leadership of the male.
Ma'am, we were talking about some of the major initiatives, which are commendable things. If you could talk about and show our viewers about the initiatives you have taken recent times.
So in Meghalaya government, social welfare department takes care of 430,000 children, as well as 70,000 pregnant and lactating mothers, as well as 69,000 adolescent girls from the marginalized or the socio-economically weaker section of the society. And because of this, if you would know, in 2020, the Indian government had done the National Education Policy 2020, which has 3 components, which is foundational stage, school education, and higher education. So on the foundational stage, it was meant to be for the children, but we found that it started from 3 to 8 years. So in the wisdom of my Honorable Chief Minister and my Principal Secretary, they both embarked on the journey where Meghalaya therefore launched the Early Childhood Development Mission in May 2022. So under this, we were able to cover 0 to 3 years old. And so that means 0 to 3 years old is starting right from the baby in the womb. This is the miracle story of Meghalaya, where the highest echelon of authority in the land cares about the unborn, cares about the vulnerable, cares about the speechless. And on this, therefore, we were able to embark on a journey where till this day also we are having a review for how to reach to the grassroots, the early childhood development. Under this, so under NEP 2020 foundational stage, we have 2 components, which is ECCE. That means early childhood care and education. All right. So under this is for the whole of India. But for Meghalaya, you would know that we are early childhood development. So for this, we cover 6 domains, not 2 domains. So under this, you would therefore have the good health of the mother, opportunities for early learning for the baby, parental well-being. That means both the parents have to be present. And most of us don't talk much, but it's the mental health of the woman. So when the mother who is pregnant has her father or husband or the support from the community, there is mental well-being. This affects the unborn child. This is what we are doing now. We are doing reviews and studies under our leadership. And then there's responsive caregiving, because we go back to the essence of our communities, which has the community taking care. When the parents goes to work, then you have the grandparents or you have the extended family to be around. These all contribute to the well-being of the child. And then we have safety and security. That means there needs to be that component of safety and security. So we are embarking on that journey where especially the father's presence is very, very crucial, because when the father is present in the life of that child, he augments the mental health of the mother. She feels safe, she feels secure, she feels cared for. And these neurons therefore affect her with that unborn baby. And on this, Meghalaya government has the 1,000 days. The 1,000 days is starting from the 0 day of conception. That is why now we are advocating the importance of having marriages that two sides of the family therefore know. Because today we have a lot of teenage pregnancy where you don't know who the father is. It's just a hit and run. And this has affected a lot, which percolates into even the drugs issue and the substance abuse, because you don't have a father in the family to, put boundaries and to really parent well. So the key word now is the presence of the father to affect all this. And another thing that the Meghalaya government has embarked under our Honorable Chief Minister is a dream mission. So why the dream mission? You would find that there's a lot of substance abuse that comes again from absent fathers, absent men in the society. And because of this, we therefore have a lot of cases of abuse that percolates in different sections. So when Meghalaya government therefore, with social welfare department being the nodal, we are therefore going on this journey, which means drug reduction, elimination, action mission. So under this, we are trying to work with NGOs and faith-based organizations, because if you don't have compassion and empathy, there again is an abuse of the drug user or the substance user. But if there's empathy, as it's happening right now, the last 2 weeks, we were able to have an intervention we were able to have an intervention, and under this, therefore, till now, as I'm reporting to you, about 18 drug users have reported to one drop-in center where 3 men came on 25th July, in fact. And they said, ma'am, there is a concern in our heart where we want to work with these kids who have gone on the wrong side of the law. Is there anything that we can do? So I told them, why don't you have an inner reflection and then pray about it, whatever God you want to pray. Because if you have that kind of push in your spirit, then we'll work on it. And as a government that cares, we will give you all the support through the dream mission, because that was the assurance that we had got from our Honorable Chief Minister, our erstwhile Minister, as well as my Principal Secretary, that we will be giving the support when you do the work. So that was how I was saying to you, we get the support from the male. And with the kind of person that I am, like that compassion, that empathy, and then that sense of accountability and giving back to the society happens, especially when we sit in these seats. And so,
Ma'am, you were also mentioning about a particular helpline. If you could talk about that.
We'll call to the, so like I was saying, so on that day, these men, they were scout and they found a building in a very hot spot. And so we were able in a record time of just 4 days to upgrade that room. And then we inaugurated it together with with the minister, Principal Secretary Dr. Sampath, and then you would see here the SP of anti-drugs, narcotic, squad. And together with these 3 gentlemen who wanted to work, they've already been at work. And if you can just blur it, till today, 18 people have been able to come to that center because of the ambience of that place. In the meantime, we'll go back to about our women intervention. So the Government of India has launched this Women Helpline 181. So in my office, we have our headquarters here. So here we have about 12 functionaries, the call manager, and then with her whole team of people working with her. So we've been getting calls. So far, we've been getting about, till today, from the date that it was launched, 6,000 calls. Interventions has been done. And so what happened is, when you get a call about a woman in distress, violated, abused, or, molested, so they would call 181. And then from here, we connect to the police women team. So we have that, and they go and pick up the distress woman. And then we have a one-stop center where again we have 12 functionaries, the counselor, then the paramedical who needs to attend if there are any physical abuse, and then we have the caretaker, then we have the housekeeper, then we have the security personnel in. So we have that. So the woman who is abused stay in our one-stop center for 4 to 5 days, and then if she then we do counseling for the family for which she had been subjected to abuse, either the husband or the parents or whatever, whoever is the perpetrator of the abuse. And if there's no reconciliation that can reach out, and if there's no more place for this woman to go, we do have shelter homes. Another thing also, we have halfway homes. These are all taken care of by the state government. So we do get funding from the center also. But just this week, on the intervention of my Honorable Chief Minister again and my erstwhile minister, we had gone to Delhi. Then, so we have been able to get funds for which we are going to pay the salaries of all the 600 functionaries in social welfare department who are funded under the Mission Shakti, which we say that means woman empowerment. So this is a 24/7 job. On the other side, we have Mission Vatsalya. Mission Vatsalya is the aspect of ministry that takes care of children below 18 years in need of care and protection, and children in conflict with law. So we do have them in our homes. We have an observation home for boys and girls. These are for the children in conflict with law. Some of them are have committed murder. Some of them have committed heinous crimes. Some of them have committed theft. And so they are kept in observation homes. Every home has again 12 functionaries which are under our jurisdiction. Then we have safety homes, where we have these, again, safety homes are these children, again, below 18 years, either male or female, young boys or young girls. These are kept in safety homes in case they cross borders and they don't have documents and they cannot be left in the lurch. And so they are kept in the safety homes. And we have just recently done repatriation, where we have to connect with the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Ministry of External Affairs and the commissionerates of the countries from which they had to cross borders. So we have done the repatriation. During the time that they are with us, we upskill them with skills and then with counseling so that they don't get depressed, they don't miss home. And in fact, they left all with goodwill. And then we have another one is for children in need of care protection. Either the mother has died, the husband doesn't want to stay in the family, leaves, and so the child, because they come from destitute family, marginalized family, so the clan feels more comfortable to keep those children with the government, because the government really takes care, because most of the workers in the government come from mission mode, delivery approach. And so because of that, the children are happy, they're well cared, and they're taken care of very well. The latest in our government, again under our Honorable Chief Minister, is the Human Development Council, which is headed by the Honorable Chief Minister himself, as well as again my Development Commissioner, who's also in charge of this department. And so we are on this journey where we are tapping into our youth. So how do we tap into our youth? Right now we have these research fellows who will need to upscale and upgrade our Anganwadi centers, because we want them to be early childhood development centers. So these research fellows comes under the Gen Z. So they're like in 19 years or 20 years or 21 years. So they've finished class 12, and then because of again socio-economic income, they are not able to pursue, or otherwise they don't want to. One, we found out that because of the lack of protein and iron folic in the mother when she was pregnant. Now these children have a very limited brain development, so it is not able to grasp, the retention power. So some of the kids have to drop out, even though the government does support through scholarships and through the CM fund for support of students. Some of them do not want to continue anymore because of that challenge in the retention power of the brain, because we realize in doing all these studies that there is a lot of anemia, and anemia is a lack of iron, iron in our nutrients and in the nutritious food that we take in. And then so because of this, we are therefore on a journey of talking about nutrition, and we are talking about the importance of taking protein, which most of our tribal societies enjoy only taking rice and potatoes or at all. So protein is not there. So again, through ECD, we are on a journey where we are doing tenders for purchasing eggs that we need to give twice a day in for these 430,000 children. And right now we are equipping the mothers also. So this falls under Women and Child Development, which we are therefore working together, ICDS and ECD mission. And then for the children who are in distress, we have the Child Helpline, which is 1098. Again, the office is functioning here as a headquarter, and the cases range from no teacher in the classroom, we get that complaint, then abuse for some of the children who might have been exploited in some homes, or child abandonment, or you have parents who don't take care of the children. So we have these different kind of cases that we have registered, and so far we do have a registration for this year, about 90 with us, that we have done interventions, apart from the hundreds that calls that we've got.
Ma'am, for our viewers in Kolkata back home, they'll if you could share with them like the overall the state government under the leadership of the CM. How do you see them? They're doing obviously in social welfare. In generally, how do you see their role activities?
We are in a very exciting journey. It's so beautiful. It's a miracle. So if you see in my room also, there's a picture of my Honorable Chief Minister. We have a very visionary leader in Dr. Conrad Konkal Sangma. He cares for the people, and you would see that is actually he was giving us the support for the children in our children's homes who don't have parents, and he supported them with musical instruments, and you should see the joy. And in fact, the Chief Minister was very happy. They performed before him, and under him it's not just our department that he's taking care of. You would see that he's also taking care of the tourism department, where we're tapping into our young people. So Meghalaya is basically a musical inclined society and community. For that, we have the Meghalaya under the Chief Minister himself, where the youth who are into music are tapped. That's why we have a lot of these weekend gigs. And so the young people register themselves in the CM portal, and on this they get to perform gigs either in restaurants or in open airs or in resorts, and they do get some funding. So my son is also into it. That's why I got to know. On the other hand, on the whole, the Chief Minister also is taking care of the maternal health of the women. Just yesterday they launched the CM fleet for mobile vehicles to take care of the women in very hard to reach area, because the topography in Meghalaya, we just found out recently also, 9 months ago, that we have 1,700 uncovered villages. One village you have to have 100 households, but because of the topography and the way that habitation happens here, we have about 40 habitations or 25. So these were not classified under a village, so we miss out on 1,700. So that will make about 50,000 children are not getting the schemes and benefits of the government by virtue of not being registered. So these are the interventions which the Honorable Chief Minister and the team of leadership in the government are taking care all out through funding again from ECD as well as this human development to do outreach. So it's a very mission mode approach kind of a government, and for us we are very excited to have this kind of leadership during this dispensation, and we work with joy. We come with a sense of expectation. We get motivated every day. In fact, we don't know holidays also. If there's a need, we go, because it's that service that comes first in front, having that kind of leadership, because everything rise and fall with leadership. So when you have a chief minister who doesn't take rest, one day he will be like day before yesterday he was in Delhi. Suddenly he was in Shillong, then he was supposed to come to Tura. So he's on the move. So it's a like Meghalaya on the move kind of a government. And together with the bureaucracy who is very interested. And the beauty is that, there's a word that says about 3,000 from the wisest king. It says that without a vision, the people perish. So we have this visionary leadership that already sees ahead. So we are working for the future. Everything we do today is an investment. So you might not see, because investments are done at the foundational stage or at the growth level or during that, that nurturing period. So because of that, things might not be seen. But we are going to see it, because there's a futuristic and a goal-oriented approach to the kind of governance that is happening in Meghalaya. So if you would ask me who's your hero today, it will be definitely, for which I'm very grateful to my sovereign God, my honorable chief minister, because you don't get people, persons or leaders like him all the time, who's very passionate, who's dynamic, who's intelligent, who has a goal, and then who pursues things on a vision. He does reviews with us, and we have reviews every now and then with the and in fact, he in the country, just last month, he's the only chief minister who have a review and a workshop with every line department, like 50 departments that we have, with every officer at every crucial juncture. And he took questions, and he took opinions, and he took suggestions, and that was very power-packed.
And ma'am, the last question before we end this interview. You are such an inspiring woman. Like a lot of women are also watching this. Your word of advice for them or message to them?
I came from Mission Mode School, Loreto. So in Loreto, they don't budge. Like we were blessed to have those Irish nuns. They don't budge from love of God, any God. But the beauty is their secularism. They don't force anything on anybody. Number two is they make you love your parents. You have to be very grateful to your parents, because we did not come here on a stalk, right? Number three, they make you love your nation. I am a passionate nationalist Indian. Passionate to the core. So when I heard that you're from Calcutta, I'm a fan of Surendranath Banerjee. I am a fan, of every thing that was done from Kolkata, because it was the Indian nationalist movement from Kolkata that started from the Calcutta University, our fight for independence. And it was so beautiful because it was on the intelligentsia. That is power pack with the books and the papers. And number four is you have to be under these, the school that I was telling you, we become very, we have to be very proud natives. So I'm a very proud tribal girl, or woman, as I can say. And on this, we come from a school that we have to think about the underprivileged. So every holiday, Sunday, we have leadership training school where we, therefore the practicals is visiting orphanages. So we visit mercy homes, we visit old age homes. So we were sensitized. By the time I sit in my chair, it's just a carryover from the learning experience in my educational system. And so when I sit, it's like whatever you've been taught in the classroom, in the school, whatever has been led by the leaders in those schools, it just gets that kind of imbibe. And so if I am to say to our young people, especially a woman, never be afraid of being a woman. Never be afraid of being limited, because when then you can depend on, be it your father, your brother, your husband, your sons, which I am experiencing now. And even in the the government now, I keep on talking to you about my honorable chief minister, then my minister, then my principal secretary, then my commissioner secretary, bureaucracy. All of them are men. And the kind of support that they give us is like you won't want. That's why you would see nobody wants to leave Meghalaya, because the kind of safety that we enjoy, nobody, you don't need to fight, because you're allowed to be a woman in all the essence of womanhood.
Thank you for this wonderful interaction, and we appreciate your time and for this interview.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.